I used to feel guilty watching UFC fights, like legitimately guilty. I'd be sitting there watching the main card thinking, should I be working on the new email newsletter now instead? And coffee shops, forget about it. Why would I waste an hour sipping a latte when I could be hustling on some work? But here's what I learned. I was completely wrong. These moments weren't distractions. They were the whole point. Look, we've bought into this idea that freedom comes at the finish line. Grind now, enjoy later, work until you burn out. Then maybe you'll get to relax on that beach in Malaysia everyone keeps posting about. But what if I told you that waiting for freedom is the exact thing that's stealing your freedom right now? In this video, I'm going to share what I call the micro freedom method. It's how I learned from trying to only work on the business and cut everything else and feel guilty about every break to actually enjoying my life while building my side business. And honestly, I'm more productive now than I ever was when I got burnt out. We're going to be talking about what micro freedoms actually are, how to find yours, why they're not just okay but actually productive, and how building a side business as a Muslim solopreneur can give you flexibility to practice these freedoms without going broke. If you're tired of deferring happiness, if you're sprinting towards burnout, or if you just want to enjoy your life while still crushing your goals, this one's for you. So let me tell you about how this whole thing started. I used to think the ultimate freedom was working on a laptop from a beach in Malaysia. That was the dream that kept me motivated. I told myself one day when I finally make it, then I'll be able to enjoy myself. But I was waiting, and here's the whole thing about waiting. While you're waiting, you're missing. Then I heard someone on the podcast say something that completely stopped me. They said, what I really love is sitting in the coffee shop, drinking my coffee slowly and watching the world go by. And I just sat there thinking, that's freedom. That's exactly what I want. The problem, I was deferring happiness. I realized I didn't have to wait for some massive achievement to feel free. I could find what I now call micro freedoms, small moments of genuine joy in my everyday life right now. And here's what nobody tells you. Enjoying yourself isn't wasting time. It's actually being productive. It's recharging so you can keep pushing forwards towards your goal with energy and gratitude instead of resentment and exhaustion. So stop feeling guilty about it. These moments matter. I started small, once a week. I go to a coffee shop on my own, I order a latte or ideally a nice chai. Let's be real, chai just hits different. And I work on my email newsletter for an hour. That's it. And you know what? It's become something I generally look forward to every week. But the bigger one for me is this. My son is a teenager now, growing up fast, and I know that soon he might not want to hang out with his dad anymore. And you know how teenagers are. Suddenly you go from being the coolest person to, we're just being their dad. So I take him out once a month, cinema, try new halal restaurants, just us bonding. And these aren't distractions from my goals. These are my actual goals. Because here's what I want you to hear. Don't wait until you're too old to start enjoying yourself. Don't defer gratitude until you've made it. Start finding your micro freedoms now. The small moments that make life worth living while you're still building towards those big dreams. Practice them. Practice these freedoms. Look forward to them. Because freedom isn't something you achieve at the finish line. It's something you choose every single day. Okay, so what does this actually look like in real life? Let me give you some concrete examples. I used to have this job where at lunchtime I'll be sprinting out the door on Fridays, stressed out, catching the bus to try and make Jummah prayer on time. And if you've ever done this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The mosque was far, the commute was tight, and I'd spend the whole journey worried about rushing back to clear my inbox. Now, alhamdulillah, I'm in a job where I can take that time without the anxiety. I walk to the mosque, it's very close to my office, I pray with focus, and I return without that knot in my stomach. That's a micro freedom right there. Being able to fulfill your obligations without feeling like you're constantly behind. And honestly, this should be the bare minimum for us. But unfortunately, not all our jobs make this easy for us. Here's another one. A colleague of mine would always take the last 10 days of Ramadan off. I started doing the same, and alhamdulillah, it's changed everything. I could focus on worship more during the most blessed nights without worrying about work the next day. And yes, I could catch up on sleep during the day as well, take some naps. And if you have that privilege to take time off towards the end of Ramadan, it makes a big difference. Or take watching a big UFC fight. I love a good fight night, but I used to feel guilty about it, like I should be writing another email newsletter instead of watching the main card. But here's the thing, watching the fights with family and friends isn't wasted time. It's connection, it's joy, it energizes me for the work ahead. And honestly, some of the best content ideas came when I'm not sitting at my desk trying to force creativity. So ask yourself, what are your micro freedoms? What small moments would make you feel more alive? Maybe it's going to the gym without rushing. Maybe it's having a proper breakfast instead of scoffing down a granola bar in your car. Maybe it's calling your parents just to chat, not just because it's Eid. And please don't wait until you're 65 to enjoy them, because by then your knees will hurt, you'll need 3 naps a day, and you definitely won't be staying up for the UFC main card. Now here's the key, you actually have to practice these micro freedoms. It's not enough just to think about them. The coffee shop thing, I literally just tried it once just to see what would happen. I didn't overthink it. I didn't create a whole system. I just went. Now I aim to hit a different spot every week. It's become this fun little adventure. New neighborhood, new latte, same newsletter writing flow. It's generally become my favorite part of the week. The key is experimentation. You don't need to commit forever. Just try something once. And look, it doesn't have to cost money either. I know some of you are thinking, yeah, Iqbal, that's great, but I can't be hitting up coffee shops every week. I have student loans. Fair enough. So don't. Go for a walk, take your son out somewhere, go meet up with some friends you haven't seen for a while. Even just sitting outside for 15 minutes without your phone can feel revolutionary. You'd be surprised how much these small little shifts matter. Now here's another thing I started doing. I watch a lot of vlogs on YouTube, especially like Muslim content creators documenting their lives. And that's actually what inspired me to start vlogging myself. But at first I felt guilty, like what am I doing? Am I just procrastinating? But here's what I learned. Doing something that you genuinely enjoy is being productive. It recharges you, it makes everything else sustainable. I used to grind on my content business most days without real breaks, no hangouts, no downtime, just trying to hustle. You know what happened? I burnt out. I'd sit at my desk and accomplish nothing because I was running on empty. My brain was fried, my creativity was gone, and ironically I was getting less done than when I actually took breaks. Now I take time to grab a chai with some brothers, we talk, we laugh, we speak about YouTube and content creation. And when I get back to work, I'm sharper, I'm focused. I actually get more done in those 3 hours than I used to get done in 8. Rest isn't the enemy of productivity, it's the foundation. So start experimenting. Try one micro freedom this week, just one, see how it feels. And if it doesn't work, try something else next week. Now let's talk about something important, your job. Because here's the reality, you can't practice these micro freedoms if you're stuck in a toxic job that's crushing your soul. I used to work at a consultancy where the hours were brutal and the stress was constant, and honestly the worst part wasn't even the workload, it was what I was missing. Gym sessions, friends, evenings with family. I'd look up at 6 p.m. and everyone's still glued to the desk and I think, is this really it? Is this what life is? And then there's the awkward truth. Sometimes the environment just doesn't align with your values. I've been in places where the culture felt off, it was quite toxic, the hours were very long, and it just didn't feel like the right place to be working in. Alhamdulillah, I now have a software engineering job that I genuinely enjoy, and it took a while to actually find it. And you know what? I perform better because I actually enjoy the job, and also it provides me with a lot of flexibility as well. So Alhamdulillah, that's been such an amazing blessing. But finding something that you enjoy makes such a big difference. And I also get to spend real time with my son. My youngest son has autism, and being present for his therapy matters to me more than anything else, more than any promotion or money or anything like that. And when my wife was pregnant, I was able to be at the hospital with her, fully present, not worrying about emails and all of this sort of stuff. I'd rather earn less and have that freedom than make 6 figures in some sort of soul-crushing, toxic, really stressful job. Now, I know money matters. Bills are real, responsibilities are real. You can't just quit your job because you watched a YouTube video about micro freedoms. But here's what you can do. If you need more income but don't want to sacrifice your freedom, start building a side business. I hated the idea of being trapped in this toxic job because I needed the paycheck. And I've been there, working with people who drain you in environments that go against your values. That's why I recommend building a side business, something aligned with your personal values that brings in halal income and gives you options. And here's the key, do it while you still have your full-time job. I learned this the hard way. I was made redundant once. I got a payout and thought, perfect, time to build my business full-time. But the pressure was crushing. I was burning through savings, second guessing every decision, and the stress really killed my creativity. But by having a full-time job, you could prove that your business works while you're still employed. You can make your first sales, you can validate your idea, you can build some momentum. Having a side income stream isn't just about money, it's about freedom. It's reducing that anxiety, it's providing better for your family, and honestly, it's having the resources to be generous in your community and give more in sadaqah or charity. As I get older, I realise how much I want to travel. I want to see new places with my family, experience different cultures, make memories that matter. Maybe do Umrah without worrying about the cost. But travel requires 2 things, money and time. That's where these micro freedoms come in. They're not just nice moments, they're fuel. They remind me why I'm working towards my long-term goals. They give me clarity and motivation. I'm also realising how important health is to everything. So I'm exercising daily, not just for now, but so I can actually enjoy those trips when I'm older, inshallah. Because what's the point of having freedom if you can't walk up a flight of stairs? Same with the side business. Every bit of progress brings me closer to the flexibility and resources I want for my family. But here's the thing I keep coming back to. I don't want to wait until retirement to enjoy my life. I want to start now with small moments, with intention, with gratitude, because life is happening right now, not at some distant finish line. So let me bring this all together. The micro freedom method is simple. Stop deferring happiness. Stop waiting for some mythical finish line where you finally be allowed to enjoy your life. Find small moments of genuine joy right now. Practice them, experiment with them, make them part of your routine. Whether it's taking Jummah without stress, spending time with your kids, watching UFC with the boys, or just sipping chai at a coffee shop while you work on your newsletter. These moments aren't distractions, they're the point. And if your current job doesn't give you the flexibility to practice freedoms, start building a side business. Not tomorrow, not next year, now, while you still have income and security. Or start looking for a job where the culture fits you better, where you feel more comfortable, where you're enjoying it, and then you're going to perform so much better. Because here's what I want you to remember. Freedom isn't something you achieve, it's something you choose every single day. So here's my challenge to you. What's the one micro freedom you're going to start practicing this week? Just one. Drop it in the comments below and tell me what you're going to do. And if this video resonated with you, hit that like button. And if you want to hear more content like this, please sign up to my email newsletter, The Muslim Solopreneur, and the details are in the comments. Barakallah feek for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.